I'm just delighted to have an opportunity. You know, one of the things that we focused in on this year is making sure that we teamed folks from BAM, which is Blacks at Microsoft, with the leadership team, which is the African American Leadership Council. And so the two folks that I'm about to bring on stage, one is the General Manager of Business Excellence for our platform group. He's incredibly passionate. I've had an opportunity to work with him for the last 12 months, and his just dedication and commitment to making Microsoft a great place for folks of diversity is outstanding. And he's teamed with another individual who's the president of BAM, who is works for U.S. SMSMP and the BMO organization supporting Canada. Phenomenal as well. They're a great combination, and I'd like to bring to the stage C.T. Tomlin and Colan Sewell.
Hello? Wow. It's great to see everybody here tonight, or this morning, rather. I remember last year I was sitting in the audience, you know, and I listened to Delonda do basically a business case for BAM. And then I look at what we've done in the last 12 months, and I say we've come from having to tell the company, and I'm going to keep it real here, we've come from having to tell the company that there is a value, to turning that around, showing the value to the company, and now turning 180 and showing a value back to you as a member and a Black at Microsoft. So, you know, when I think about this journey, you know, it reminds me of a movie that I really like. And so with the tradition of storytelling that we're weaving in through the conference, I'd like to tell you about this story that I really like. And it's a movie with Kevin Costner and the voice himself, James Earl Jones, called Field of Dreams. How many of you have seen this movie? Most of you, right? Great movie. You know, Tavis talked a little bit about, you know, issues with your father. I don't know if, you know, men out there have seen the movie. You know, it reminds me of issues with my own father. And, you know, every time I see it, I get a little choked up. So I tend to watch it a lot. You know, I'm kind of a sensitive guy a little bit. So anyway, the movie, if you haven't seen it, is about a man, Kevin Costner. He's a farmer in Iowa. And, you know, he's kind of going through the mundane of things. And he starts to question, you know, is this it for me? And, you know, during the movie, he's visited by some voices. And the voices, you know, instruct him to do certain things during the movie. And, you know, basically, the voices instruct him to plow under all his corn and build this baseball field, right? And he builds this baseball field, and lo and behold, the White Sox that were thrown out of baseball, they show up, they're spirits. And, you know, through the course of the movie, he meets James Earl Jones, and you know, they go through, you know, a journey together to find out what this voice means and to follow it. And so, the first thing the voice says to Kevin Costner is, if you build it, he will come. And so we had that same voice visit us as a BAM board, and it said, if you build it, they will come. And I think I speak for all of us, and when we're saying we think they is you. We think you will come. We think others like us will come if we build this infrastructure. So when I look at the infrastructure, I look at it as a blueprint, and we're building this blueprint. And, you know, we needed an easel to draw this blueprint on. And that blueprint was about, what is our mission? What are we trying to do? We're trying to make you better here at Microsoft through internal connection, connecting with each other, external connection, connecting with the outside and the community that's important to us. And third, make you better at Microsoft by arming you with the tools to be successful from a professional perspective. You know, it's hard enough for us to get ahead as it is. I think we need an edge. And so, you know, that's what we're building our foundation on here. So how have we structured ourselves? We've really basically structured ourselves into 4 buckets. Professional development, which I said is a huge, you know, initiative for us. That's where we're going super deep. But we still need that external connection through community outreach. But we can't have those things happening unless we have an infrastructure in place to tell each other how that is. What do you need to go to? Who do you need to connect with? What do you need to say? Who do you need to listen to? So we've built a communications silo. And guess what, people? I don't know if those of you of Redmond have heard the phrase, everything runs through Redmond. Well, I would say, yeah, roads do lead to Redmond, but they also lead out of Redmond. And for those of you in the field, that statement is kind of contrary to what we see. Folks in the field, going to the field to get experience, right, so that they can become senior leaders in the company, touching the customers. So all those things working in concert together is what we're talking when we're talking if you build it, they will come. Growth and retention, keeping you here, bringing others here. So from a professional development perspective, Tamara Turner. Tamara, will you please stand? Tamara's our VP of Professional Development. She has done an outstanding job of laying the foundation of programs that you can engage in to make you better at Microsoft, to enhance your career. We've had career planning and development. We're building that silo out. Mentoring silo. You're going to see some exciting things from that. Social networking. It's still a piece of what we do. And bringing speakers in. We had what we called a breakfast series, a power breakfast series this year, where we brought people in from HR and we dove super deep and we gave you some insight. How many of those people attended the Power Breakfast Series? I'm going to call you out a little bit. Okay, I don't see enough hands here for those of you in Redmond. This was an extremely powerful program that we put in place. And for those of you who attended, know that you got some insight nobody else across the company got. Community outreach. So that's our other silo. Julius Farrington. Julius, are you here? So this is another important aspect to what we're doing. We've built out a way to more strategically select the type of opportunities to engage with the community that we're doing, and then we've weaved in how we're connecting with our field offices, including them into the corporate programs that we're rolling out so that they can replicate. And then quarterly community outreach activities, again, moving out to the field, being structured about what we're doing. No more randomization of tasks. And then the communications silo. We've had a group of individuals working on this, Katewe, Jason, and Marletta, putting together systems and tools, right, so that you can connect internally and also find out information about, what's available to you and how to engage and who you need to engage with. Building out our external, communication strategy in terms of communicating externally to other corporations or to the world in general and letting them know about what we're doing here, right? If nobody else knows about it, how are they going to come? And then field engagement. Gina Davis. Gina? Now, I don't know how many of you know Gina and the New York crew. These guys are excited about BAM, and they're excited to move the agenda forward. Gina has done an excellent job of building out individual BAM groups in each one of our major cities where we have constituents. We've started to roll out these programs. New York, great program. Metro, Habitat for Humanity Day. They raised $9K in that. Right? And BAM's out there in the community in New York. We look at Charlotte. Woo! Charlotte. Fashion in the schools. How many of you heard of Carrie Mitchell? Designer to the Stars. That's right. That's what I'm talking about, sister. So Juan Flowers. Juan, you here? Juan. They built out a program with Carrie Mitchell and Nike to allow these students who are building uniforms for themselves so they can feel confident about going to school and not worry about having to spend their money on the latest fashions. They built out this program so they could talk back and forth, building infrastructure for that. Guess what? BAM's there. BAM's in the community. We're branded with that. So great work there. So we're building this infrastructure. We're building this field, so to speak. And so next in the movie, Kevin Costner, he's built the field. The spirits have come, and he's like, this is what it was. Spirits came, and I think this is why I had to build the field. Then he hears the voice again. Guess what the voice says? This voice says, ease his pain. He's like, what? Ease his pain? Whose pain am I supposed to ease? I thought I already got, these baseball players out here. Who am I supposed to ease? So we heard that voice too. This time, it said, ease their pain. I said, who's them? Who are we easing? Well, we talked to you. We talked to you this year. We sent out a survey. We said, hey, we want to hear from you. We want to judge how we're doing on a year-over-year basis. We want to know how things are going, right? We want to know how you're feeling. So we asked some really, really, challenging questions, some important questions, and got some data that we needed to know about you and your careers. The number one thing you said, I want help with professional development. People don't feel that their career's moving forward well. Okay? Look how long we are stuck in levels, people. The median is 3 to 4 years. We need to accelerate faster than that. People want to accelerate faster than that. And if we took the average into account, gosh, guys, we're over 5 years in a level. That's ridiculous. We need to do something about that, right? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Thank you. So we said, hey, we have to ease their pain. We have to do this, right? That's your pain. We're going to ease it. So we said, hey, what else is your problem? And you said, hey, communications. Again, we have these aliases and we're spamming each other back and forth. I don't know what I need to listen to. Hey, I take those mails and I put them in a box. I don't read them, right? So we said, hey, let's challenge that. Let's challenge the way we communicate. Let's put a better infrastructure in place, And let's make it more structured in how we communicate with each other. Let's be legitimate here, right? So finally, after Kevin Costner thinks he actually needs to ease the pain of James Earl Jones. And so he goes and he kidnaps James Earl Jones, and they go on a journey. And, he sees something and realizes, like, hey, maybe I didn't need James Earl Jones. And he gets in his car. He drops James Earl Jones back off, and he gets in his car, and he starts to drive off. He's ready to give up, right? He's ready to give up. And he hears the next voice, right? And the voice says, go the distance. Go the distance. So we've went this far, and we're thinking, hey, this is great. But you know what? We could go here, and we could be complacent with what we've done so far over the last 12 months. We could say, this is it. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't come to Microsoft to be complacent. I came to Microsoft because I wanted to go to the next level. I wanted to take this company to the next level. And I joined this organization because I want to take you to the next level. And so what are we doing? So we're going to take this Power Breakfast series. We're going beyond. We're going beyond the company. We're bringing more people in. We're going deep with that. Okay? I expect all of you to come. If I go to another Power Breakfast series and there are 5 people there, we have some serious issues. And I need to know what those issues are. Development Plan Initiative. It is our goal to have every single one of you have a development plan in place. If you don't have a development plan in place, you're not taking your career seriously, and maybe this isn't something you want, right? But we'll put the structure in place that you can connect with somebody in HR, one of us in HR, to help you put that plan in place and let you know what you need to do as an African American in Microsoft to get ahead. We're going big with community outreach. We've done a lot of things, but we want to talk about, hey, what do we want to do to go really big? So we have a BAM scholarship. There's a little money in there. We give, a couple $1,000s here and there to students everywhere. I don't really think we're making an impact with that, right? We need to make a larger impact. We need to make a lasting impression in the community, and also building Microsoft itself. So over the giving campaign here, you see, in the next month, we have a scholarship fund out there, BAM Scholarship Fund. It's in the tool. You can look it up. But guess what? My goal, $250,000. That will put one student, full scholarship, that we will support both monetarily and mentorship so that we can get them ready to come to Microsoft or wherever else they want to go. But we'd like them to come to Microsoft. We'll go deep with that student, and guess what? We go nationwide. We're going to find the best student nationwide that we're going to put our name behind, Blacks at Microsoft, and we're going to put them through school. 250,000 is what we need to do this. And we need to lead the way for diversity. I think we're writing the rules here as we go. We need to plug into corporate diversity. We need to say, hey, this is how you motivate a group of diverse individuals. This is it. This is the structure. This is what you do. This is the program. Plug in. Guess what? You're going to get credit for it. All right? And then, we need to, as I said before, we need to project out. We need to tell others what we are doing. We need to connect with Ebony. We need to connect with the other black publications so that when we have this field in place, right, we can get the players to come play ball. And so as we're doing that, it's important to know we are an international company, people. International folks. We have folks from all over the places. Dr. DR was talking about Africa being the last Wild West, right? So what do we want to do? We've already started worldwide expansion. Rodney Umrah, is Rodney here? Rodney from Canada. Rodney stepped up to lead BAM in Canada. Like I said, people, we're going to go worldwide. And I talked to Dr. Diarra. We're hooking up with EMEA. We're going to go to EMEA next, right? We need to make sure that go ahead. We need to make sure that all people of African descent are being taken care of with these programs. So, as I'm closing here, I wanted to share a couple quotes in the movie. My second favorite quote is, at the end of the movie, Kevin Costner talks to Shoeless Joe Jackson, and he feels that Shoeless Joe was, the voice the whole time, and he talks to Shoeless Joe, and Shoeless Joe actually, says the reason you built this was so, you could meet your father. It was a bigger purpose than what you thought it was. And he says, Kevin Costner says, so the voice, it was you. And he says, no, Ray, it was you. And so my very favorite quote in the movie is when James Earl Jones there, is with Kevin Costner, and Kevin Costner's friends and family are saying, tear the field down, tear the field down, tear the field down, just give up. And he's on the verge. James Earl Jones, the voice, we've all known him as the voice. He says, people will come, Ray. People will come. Thank you.